So we're here in the 1st of March. We have actually convinced the board to allow us to study the National B license, which, quite frankly, is great. Also, something I've noticed, they literally have the National B license with an S and then National B license with a C in the same screenshot, which is very strange. But the thing that we're talking about today is not this, even if it is a very vital part to our journey. We were starting to get these messages about the chairman looking to step aside, to leave the club, to let a local investor take over the club. The next day, we got this message, pretty much the same message, only this time they're saying that the rumors are another member of the board is going to take over instead. The next day, this happened. We had been told that we were attracting interest amid takeover rumors, which pretty much told me that this was happening. And I was going to have to prepare myself for a board takeover. Then we were placed under a transfer embargo by the board because of the takeover. We then got told that a consultant is targeting Jaén and that a business tycoon, Miguel Cantero, is going to be the person who will take over, and that the subject bid is 240,000 and that the chairman will be investing £475,000 into the club. The next day, the consultant's taken over the club, and we'd been told by our new chairman that we were not going to get any investments made. Two people left, the managing director, Juan Carlos Hidego, and Jose Luis Rico, both left us, and they were replaced by Rafael Castillo. So, that happened. We got our new club vision and expectations meeting. It was the same as before, and I saw a few things here because we're doing quite well now in all competitions. They also cut our affiliate link with Malaga. They lifted the transfer embargo, which, quite frankly, I could not have been fussed about in the slightest. But we've had a few more things happening since we last met, including a youth intake preview. Yes, our first youth intake preview has arrived, and I was a bit underwhelmed, I'm going to be honest with you. Mostly because we're only going to get one top centre midfielder and apparently a lot of wingers. They don't tell me how good the wingers are, they just say a lot of wingers. And we have a healthy number of fullbacks, which is useful if they're good. The same could be said about the right midfielders, who I kind of don't need. It's only one of them, but there isn't a lot to like. The attacking midfielder also looks a bit weak. Goalkeeper looks poor, as does centre-back. But if we're getting two centre-backs, I'm probably going to sign every single player anyway, as well as a striker in the team. No DMs though, or wing-backs. I needed a DM. Why am I not getting a DM, I wonder? But we've also had a few games since we last met, so let's go over the games and show you why we're still here at the club. The first game we had was against Sevilla Atletico, and we beat them 3-1. With a change of formation, Brian scored the opening goal inside 70 minutes. We changed to a 4-2-3-1, though we did score from a set piece, which kind of came back to us anyway. Mariano goes and shoots. It's his own corner he's done that for, so I am delighted with his performance. And then another set piece, Mariano takes it this time, and it finds its way to Lozano. He finds Diego. Diego does that from the outside of the area. The attacking midfielder showing why he's been brought in to the first team squad. And then we conceded later on because it is a very good goal from Susanna. But we win thanks to a new 4-2-3-1 formation, and it worked wonders. I say new formation, it's not new. We've had it in the pipeline for a while, we just never really used it. And I kind of got told, yeah, you got to change something or you're losing a job. So I thought I'd change that for my formation, and it worked. Even if they had an XG of 2.69. We then took on Hospitalet, and we went behind against him in the Copa del Rey, which was a bit concerning, but we came back and won 3-2. Guzman proved to be a nuisance again, just keeping the ball nicely, and then Delgado, who is leaving us at the end of the season because he couldn't agree a new term with me, and I was actually able to talk to him despite that. But we got a goal here to make it 2-1. Diego, I thought it was a backheel finish at first, turns out it wasn't, but he got the second goal to give us the lead for the first time. Then Guzman goes on his run and does that finish to make it 3. We were very happy indeed. Until they got a goal back to make things a bit spicier than I really wanted them to, but we were winning this game anyway, even if Perez can do that kind of finish. I can't remember what I did tactic-wise, but I know I did something and it came back to bite me. But we beat them in the end, and perhaps we were lucky to get through to the second round of the Copa del Rey? I don't know. But then we took on Cité Real and went behind inside 30 minutes after my left back decided to not take notice of the ball, and Fran Riviera scores that goal. Also, Javi Sanchez had an injured elbow this game. Or going into the game, I mean, we had to use him because he had no other goalkeepers. Brian gets the equaliser with that effort. Really outstanding finish, quite frankly. And then we took firm control as we went on to win 4-2. Brian finds Diego, finds Agado. I actually told the keeper, don't play as sweeper keeper, just play as a goalkeeper. It's working. So clearly that was the problem for goalkeeping. Mayana then finds Lozano. He finds Diego, and Diego again, found in the edge of the area, gets a goal. They can't seem to deal with him there. Then Mayano plays this ball in the middle. Nestor finds the back of the net to make it 4. And we do consider penalty, but Jose Ramon, let's be honest, you expected to score the penalty. But still, a team that we had to beat twice, we'd beaten. So that's a good sign. That's the first of 2 games against them that we need to do. Can we beat them the second time, though? Because this game got called off twice earlier this season. We need more wins and more points. We need more wins, but we can't exactly afford to be losing to Atletico Madrigano by 2-0. Malaga's beating, keeps on beating us, and I don't like it. But yes, we did beat them. We lost 2-0, and they had a penalty for the second goal. So that was late on. We tried to go for it, and it didn't work. So were we unlucky? Maybe not. I don't think so. I say that, despite the fact they had only a third of the shots and half the shots on target as we did, but we just didn't do very well at all. And it came back to bite us. We then took away Vercano in the second round of the Copa del Rey and lost 4-0. I almost came back for this game. Kind of glad I didn't now, after we got absolutely destroyed in this match. And we even had an injury that I think was pretty serious. It was one of my main players. If I recall correctly, I think Brian gets injured in this game. Yeah, Brian gets injured in this game. As I make it 2-0 from the header here. So let's change the formation a little bit. Doesn't make a difference because we still concede 2 goals in a matter of 3 minutes in the second half. And yeah, not great. Especially when it's a corner. We're good with corners normally, it feels like these days. Doesn't feel like we were very good today. But Brian got injured inside 16 minutes. We changed our formation up from a 4-2-3-1 back to a 4-3-3 as a result of the injury. I need both Brian and Diego on the pitch at the same time for it to work. And it turns out that the 4-3-3 still works because we beat San Fernando by 2-0 to get the league double over them. Diego, as a striker, scored the opening goal. Happy times. And then we make it 2-0 inside 70 minutes. Diego involved again, finding Blasco. Blasco finds Nestor. He goes for goal, finds back of the net, and that's an easy win. Because we were actually really good. Defensively, they couldn't deal with us, and we dealt with them and their attacks quite comfortably. So we beat them twice with an aggregate score of 5-0. So clearly, whatever the case is, San Fernando cannot deal with our 4-3-3 formation. We then took on Girona and beat them by 4-2. I realize I'm saying their name wrong. We got an opening goal from the penalty. They equalised within the first 16 seconds of the second half, which was a bit frustrating. And then we scored 3 goals in a matter of 10 minutes or 5 minutes to really kill the game off. Lozano getting the opening goal, well, the second goal to make it 2-1. Then he gets involved again and he finds Diego. He finds Nestor. Nestor finds Guzman. Guzman scores, I think, his first goal of the season for us at this point. I can't remember if it was his first or second. But then we get a corner. Tonner, who's a centre-back, taking a set piece. Finding Espen, who's retiring at the end of the year. And we make it 4. And then they get a goal from the set piece themselves. Honestly, I actually appreciate that goal more than I think any other goal that they scored because of the fact it was so well worked as a routine for a set piece. I love the fact they even played it out to the edge of the area and they benefited from it. Just shows you we have things to learn still, even if we beat them by 4-2. We then took on Archelios and were beaten 4-1. This is very bad. We drew against a 3-3 of the year, but that finish I thought was a good goal. It turns out it hit Mayano on the way in. Then they scored in the second half within the first 16 seconds, 17 seconds this time. We seem to get caught a lot in the opening of the half, but they make it 3 here. They made it 4-0 at one point in this game. And when we're this badly beaten, I know we're not ready to get promoted just yet. And I'm just happy we're not in a relegation fight, per se, anymore. Even if Bravo does score this goal, which is a really good finish. But again, we need to be smarter with these situations. We do get a goal back, and we have got a load of kids out on the pitch at this point. Mato finds Tinting, he finds Sanchez Robles, and that's his second goal of the year. So we've got some talent out there who need to develop. But until we really get the talent developing, we're going to struggle in this division to fight for the promotion places and to try to avoid being in the relegation scrap. So this is not great. This is one of the worst performances of the year, and that says a lot to me. And then we bounce back with 3-0 victory against Betis Deportivo, Nestor getting the opening goal with a free kick, and then we scored 2 penalties. Blasco, who's yet to miss a penalty so far, gets that penalty, and then Sola gets the chance to score his first ever goal from the spot as well, and scores as well. For whatever reason, we've beaten Sevilla Atletico and Betis Deportivo in our ground so far. B teams hate coming to this ground for whatever reason, and I'm happy that's the case, even if we only score from set pieces, effectively. But that's not the end of the world for me. I'll take the 3 points. And then we lost 2-1 to Lenesse. They didn't have the best of starts. We actually had a good start for it. Nestor got the opening goal. I'm really enjoying his work right now. They had also 2 goals ruled out and missed a penalty before they got their equaliser. And Juan Pedro finds Montevedra. So, again, they had the goal coming. I was just disappointed with the fact they scored a second goal to win the game in the 81st minute of the game. Mendes finds his teammate, Toledano, and it was easy for them. And we only had 1 shot on target. So, we need to work defensively to be better, because that is our weakness right now. Defense and goalkeeper, clear weakness. We don't have very good talent or depth in the area right now. But at the moment, we're actually in 11th, but that doesn't really tell the story. We're 11 points clear of the relegation playoffs place in San Fernando, and we're 13 points clear of the relegation zone. So things have gotten much better since we last met. We've only lost twice, I believe, since we last met, or 3 times in the league, or 4 times in all competitions. I actually can't remember the exact total, but I don't care. We're taking on Marbella today, and I think we've got a chance to do well here. I really do. Admittedly, Marbella absolutely destroyed us last time out, which is not ideal. Kevin Toner has signed a new contract with us, which is on a lot of money, but he was leaving and he had an offer from a team from Ireland. I did not want to let him go. He was important to me and my first team plans, even if I've overpaid for his signature. Javi Mayano is going to retire at the end of the year. He's 39. I can't blame him, quite frankly. But at the same time, he's also unhappy with the fact that we haven't got the strength and depth in the centre-back position, which I can't really fix at the moment before potentially the youth intake comes in, which might come in the last 2 games of the year. So what happens if a player who's retiring gets upset with the lack of strength in the centre-back position? And I promise to develop the youth players to play the role. That might be what kills off my chance of doing well here. Oh, and Yuspen's also retiring as well. He's 40, and he's a starter for me. So I think once we've mathematically secured survival from everything, I'm just going to throw the young players in and see what sticks and get them first team football so they can develop. Because we need to get the young players first team football so they can survive. We do have some players that can play in the centre-back position, mind you, so it's not the end of the world. It's just not ideal. Oh, and Eric Agado is leaving us for Mexico at the end of the year. They're offering him $7,000 a week. I can't even blame him. He wanted about $5,000 a week. I could not even offer that much to him. So I wanted to give him the money. He just wanted too much money. And he's just too good for us right now, quite frankly. Even if in the mind of my backroom staff, he's now just a good player for the division. He was a good 3rd-tier player at the beginning of the year. So we're definitely losing a player that has been useful over the years. 6 goals, 7 assists. We're losing that, but I don't think it's the end of the world. But anyway, let's see how we do today and see if we can win against Marbella. Okay, they got a chance. I've gone to cautious because I think it was something I needed to do because I saw they had a lot of match momentum, and we get the ball back now. Nestor tries to find Diego. It's not really worked. It's not got the strength to really work for that. And they got an opportunity to place in the middle. They have done. Oh my God, Sanchez. How is he not? What a tackle for Guzman in the end. I thought it was a mistake from Sanchez, but no, Guzman did something there. But Nestor with a chance of a free kick. He has scored from this before. He's put it over now. An effort was made. Okay, an opportunity for this. We are still going to the cautious mentality because I think it's going to work for us. Having not done great. But here's Nestor on the ball. Lozano, I think is off, but it might not be off. That's not offside. We've got a goal. Oscar Lozano has done so well to do this here. I'm surprised. If you keep an eye on him, he's out there on the wings. Nestor finds him. He's just done well with his run, hasn't he? I genuinely thought he was offside, but good goal. 1-0. How close was he to being offside here? Oh, he's being kept on by the left back. Oh, it's delightful. Ever since we went to the cautious mentality, we've actually been better. So, despite having all the possession, we are still trying to counterattack. It's worked wonders. I used the match momentum graph a lot to decide how we're going to play our system and how we're going to work our game. And it feels like that's a great way to determine how you're going to do, how you should be changing up your style of play, your mentality, if you got the time to do so. And as things stand, we're going to get 40 points. And that was the benchmark for what I wanted to do to at least get close to surviving this year, as they almost score and they should have scored. Okay, so we've made our final changes. We've made 5 changes in the game, so hopefully they're going to work. Mato is on the field. What was that pass? Honestly, that might just cost us a game. Oh my word, that almost cost us a goal. What was that pass from Mato? What was he trying to do? He was trying to find someone. I don't know who he was trying to find, but it wasn't very good. Here's Benitez, and oh wow. Marbella now looking like the better team. Apparently it's a penalty. I don't know about that myself. It looked like he blocked the ball and the shot, but apparently he's committed a foul as Sainz takes it and finds the bottom corner. It looked like they'd been a better team in the second half after a period, and that's not ideal, but what can you do? It is a good penalty though, right in the corner where the keeper could not get it, even if he was trying to get it. We might be about to lose this game. I generally don't think we can keep this going, but Sanchez will place on the ball now. If he finds a pass, that's an idea. I can get behind it. It just wasn't the best pass. I definitely am not upset with the idea though. It just wasn't well executed, as Lajarago is on the ball, taking his time a little bit, if anything. I don't know what that header was. I just saw the header and it's like completely mistimed and out of place. As they're about to get a cross in, it's wide. I've gone back to balance because it felt like it was the way to go, as I'm going to show it up now. The match momentum's definitely got back in our favour. But Marbella still... Oh my god, what a bad pass. Both teams are definitely got a bad pass in them, and we just got to make sure we're not the ones that commit the ultimate terrible pass at this point, aren't we? But wowzers, that was a bit much to look at. Oh my god, Mato. I know you're trying to block here. Oh, you got to be... Yet another penalty. Can we save this? I know we had 2 penalties in the game when we beat Betis Deportivo, but can we at least save this one? Wrong way this time. Wow, that's not ideal. That is not ideal. All right. I knew this was a bit difficult game because they're top half team, but to lose by 2 penalties, that's not fun. That is disappointing to say the least. Worst prize I can't even say wasn't deserved, because even without the penalties, they were definitely a better team by some distance. Okay, so the teams below us did get some points, but it wasn't dramatically bad. San Fernando did lose, while Soto Real did draw. And it was actually the team below that actually got more points than anything else. Recreativo and Granada were actually really bad at the beginning of the year. They've actually picked up the pace now and generally could survive despite how bad they were at the beginning of the year. So if they can keep going, I say that as they lose to Malaga's B team, but if they can keep going, there's a possibility they can survive still, which is actually amazing. But what I'm going to do is end this here. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I hope you guys would like and share this video, and that you subscribe to the channel. It really does help me out a lot. But anyway, until next time, goodbye, and well, good night.